Well, well, well. It's Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m., more or less. What does that mean, boys and girls? That must mean it's time for another episode, the 193rd episode to be exact, of Wednesday Afternoon Live with me, your boy, SaleenDriver. That's me. We try to do this every Wednesday afternoon when I feel like it. And we try to prove once again that this is the longest running Wednesday afternoon live stream in all of YouTube, at least that I know of. And we always try and prove that we do this show as the show about nothing in particular. And God knows we prove that every single week when I'm on. We touch on many, many subjects. And I allow people to ask me questions all the time. And I always answer the questions when I feel like it. Matt Doomit, how you doing, sir? You are the first one. Well, technically, I'm the first one in here, but I'm the host. I have to be the first one in here. Matt Doomit is the first one in. He usually asks me what's up, and then I don't hear from him anymore until the end of the stream. I hope, Matt, I mean, you don't speak a lot, but I certainly hope that you derive some kind of enjoyment and amusement out of the stream. That is, after all, the point of this. Started way back when, during the era of the Wuhan Red Death. And mostly because, there's nothing better to do since you're in 24-hour lockdown because the government tells you to. You try and come up with shit to do on your own, right? And I started doing a live stream mostly because I didn't have anything better to do with my time. And it's worked out pretty good, except for the few times where it hasn't. But overall, I'm fairly happy with the results. Let's see. What can we talk about? Well, let's see. Over this past weekend, I was certainly happy, beyond description, happy to see my most hated team in all of college football. Hey, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. How you doing, sir? But I was very grateful to see the most hated team for me in all of college football, the Clown College, the former all-girls school, the Florida State Criminals, a.k.a. Free Shoes University, a.k.a. Forced Sex University, a.k.a. the Semen Holes, a.k.a. the biggest work release program for felons and offenders in all of the state of Florida, go down in flames to Georgia Tech. Battle Angel, good afternoon to you, my dear. Battle Angel is, of course, one of my favorite ladies in all of YouTube. And in my opinion, the most long-suffering lady in all of YouTube, for the obvious reasons. But we love Battle Angel here, although she doesn't speak much in here because I think she's busy trying to make Augusta look good, one haircut at a time. And that's a good thing. Joshua George, Shabbat Shalom, my friend. How are you? Good to see you. But yes, the Florida State Semen Holes did go down to a crushing soul-crushing, soul-wrenching defeat to Georgia Tech, the University of Georgia's baby brother. And as Uncle Lou correctly pointed out, that does make Florida State 0 for 2 and on a 2-game losing streak to the state of Georgia. Never mind that the University of Georgia and Georgia Tech were on various losing streaks to the state of Florida for a long time, but we won't talk about that. It isn't Florida that lost to Georgia Tech. It was Florida State. And while my cousin, my mom's brother, one of his kids went to Florida State, while my cousin may have bragging rights for the rest of the year until we play them again, because we did lose to Florida State last year, I still get to make him miserable because we may have lost to Georgia, but then again, we were more competitive against Georgia than his team was, and my team didn't lose to Georgia fucking Tech. And when I pointed that out to him, all of a sudden he went strangely quiet. And I went to a high school with a lot of boys and girls, men and women, who eventually ended up in Tallahassee. My condolences. And are graduates of the Clown College. And they've gone underground. I haven't heard from folks like Carol and John and Cindy, Paul, Steve. To quote my friend Salita, where are you hiding? Where are you hiding? My team's going to suck. I know my team's going to suck. I've been saying the Florida Gators are going to suck since before the end of last year. My team ended up on ended the year on a multi-game, 4 or 5 game losing streak. And I've been saying all along since January, since December of last year, or just January of this year, Florida's going to suck. I know it's going to suck. We're a 4-8 team at best. I'm thinking more closely to 3-9. I mean, if we can somehow rear up and beat Miami on Saturday, we might be a 4-8 team, but we're going to suck. We're going to finish our 4th losing season in a row. You know, so I already know what's coming. So it makes knowing what's coming makes it easier to stomach. Stingray, how you doing, sir? Good to see you in here. So I already know Florida's going to suck, but you Criminal fans, I mean, you were, screaming and shouting and hooting and hollering all offseason about all kinds of things. And you finally get to Raj, and you finally get to the beginning of the season. You get to go all the way to Dublin, Ireland, get on the first game of the year, first televised game of the year, national television. And you're facing a team that you should handle easily. And not only did they beat you, they manhandled you, both sides of the ball. I saw the highlights. I saw the tape. I saw parts of the game when I could. Vic Tube, how you doing, sir? I seen the highlights. I seen the game. You guys got run over, both sides of the ball. You don't look like a top 10 team. Hell, you don't look like a top 50 team. Steve Pearson, how you doing, man? Good to see you too. So I was very, very happy. And I thank Georgia Tech for the gift, an early Hanukkah present, if you will. Now, Florida State may, do well this year. They may win the rest of their games or the majority of their games, and they very well may make the playoffs. But that doesn't erase the fact that you lost to Georgia Tech on national TV in front of an international audience. And I, for one, was very, 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 very happy. But now we have to look forward, and the beginning of the season properly, starting tomorrow, Thursday, with a lot of games. But the big game, quote unquote, for me is, of course, the Florida-Miami game in the Swamp, 3:30 on, I think it's ABC, which means there'll be a low-quality broadcast, but whatever. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see the game. I am traveling this weekend. I am not in town. I am out of town. Saturday is actually the big focus of me being not home. So I may or may not be in front of a TV watching the game. I don't think Florida's going to win the game anyway. I find it interesting. The last time I looked, Miami was only a 2.5-point favorite over an obviously inferior Florida team. I would think the line would be bigger, considering Miami probably has more punch offensively and defensively than Florida does. Certainly have a better coach than Florida does, although Miami's coach has been known to make some questionable calls now and again. I just don't know why Miami isn't favored by more than 2.5 points. If I were a betting man, I'd take Miami, give the points, take Miami. Florida is not going to give them much of a cause to be concerned. Excuse me. I'm going to drop the link, see if VicTube wants to come in or if anybody else wants to come in. And if VicTube comes in, I'm curious as to whether or not he's going to grill me with more questions like he did last week. I'm ready for you. I got answers for everything. And if he wants to talk Georgia Clemson, that's fine too. I think that's going to be a decent game. I don't think Georgia has a hell of a lot to worry about, but should be a decent enough game. I'm wondering where Nate is. I don't see Nate yet in here. I haven't seen Slim in a long time. I hope he's still alive. I mean, he does have a risky job driving around the country surrounded by four-wheeling idiots. Figured he'd be on here at least the Wednesday before the Florida game to give me shit. But, and of course, the real season for me this year anyway, the real season doesn't start until September 21st. I'm going to look that up real quick. Brad Pitt, how you doing, man? Let's see. Yeah, September 21st, Harvard will kick off their season against Stetson. They're going to play Stetson. Then they play at Brown, New Hampshire, at Cornell, Holy Cross, And then the meat of the Ivy League schedule: Princeton, at Dartmouth, Columbia, at Penn, and then Yale in the game, because we know Harvard Yale is the game, and that will be in November. Wish I was going to be there for that game. I am actually going to be in Boston in November of this year, but I'm going to be there in early November, not late November. But someday I hope to get to a Harvard Yale game. I would like to do that. Anyway, P Digits is here. Good to see you, sir. Let's see. Hang on a minute. I got to respond to this. Yeah. Sorry about that. Nobody wants to come into the yard. Okay, well, I'll just keep going. Talk about nothing in particular. Let's see. Covered Florida State losing, which makes me happy. Covered Florida most likely losing, which makes me sad. Harvard isn't playing until mid-September. Such is life. About any particular subjects anybody in the chat wants to talk about? Post them up. We'll talk about it. Well, I talk about how much of a fraud Tommy the Cackler is. I'll talk about that. What else is going on out there in the world? That's a good question. Well, I'm not looking forward to the Clemson game. I mean, I'm not a Georgia Clemson game. I'm not a Georgia Clemson fan. But let's see. Well, I might try and watch the UCF game. I'd like to see what one of our upcoming opponents looks like. UCF plays New Hampshire tomorrow, 7 p.m. That is on ESPN Plus, and because I have subscription to Hulu, I can watch that. Really nothing else on Thursday catches my eye. I mean, maybe the North Dakota State versus Colorado, just because I can never get enough of watching an FSU alum get humiliated on TV. That might be interesting. See, on Friday, pickings are kind of slim. Nothing on Friday stands out, really. It's pretty much all teams I could give a shit about. Yeah, I agree, Joshua. I don't think Colorado can beat North Dakota. Mr. Sancho is here. Good luck with UF on Saturday. Would love to see them win. Don't think they can, but would love to see it. Saturday. Well, the obvious, the Florida game. But like I said earlier, I'm going to be busy Saturday afternoon and evening. I don't know that I'll get to watch the game. We'll see. I mean, it's kind of hard to want to watch a game where you know what the outcome is going to be. Tennessee game. Nah, that's going to be a joke. Wonder if USF is playing. My daughter goes to USF, so I have some interest there. Yep, South Florida is playing Bethune-Cookman at 7 o'clock. I think I'll mark those as a favorite in the score. That's on ESPN Plus. I don't know. Maybe if I can get to it, I'll try to watch it. Nothing else really jumps out at me. Most of these games are jokes. I don't know. Texas A&M, Notre Dame at Texas A&M. I didn't even know A&M was ranked. How can a team with a whole new coaching staff be ranked? I don't know. Georgia Tech versus Georgia Southern or Georgia State. That can be fun. Is Free Shoes playing again? Or did they get the week off? No, they're playing Boston College on Sunday. No, so really on Saturday, I mean, there's a ton of games, but most of them were jokes. No, they're playing Monday. Sorry. I think the LSU USC game could be very interesting, but I'm going to be out to dinner that night with family and some friends, so I don't know that I'll get to watch that game. We'll see. And Florida State versus BC. Florida State's actually favored by 16 in that game. Not really interested, but could be amusing. So yeah, I mean, there's a ton of games from tomorrow all the way through Monday, but not a lot of there's a few. Obviously there's a few marquee games, but really not a hell of a lot to interest me personally. And like I said, most of this weekend I'm going to be busy. Yeah. Oh, that's another sore subject for me, Brad Pitt. I think Harrison Burton should have been disqualified. He dropped below the double yellow line. I don't care that he didn't advance his position. He was in first place. Of course he didn't advance his position. But he can't go below that yellow line. It's out of bounds. But that would have given the win to Kyle Busch, and we all know NASCrap hates Kyle Busch. What's up, Vic? Mm-hmm. So that's why Harrison Burton won the race, because they don't like Kyle Busch.
Okay.
What's going on, Vic?
Nothing yet. Who is Jeff Burton?
Jeff Burton's a retired NASCAR race driver turned TV commentator.
Right. They say that's it. They say they said that he's Brad Pitt says that says that he's the father of Harrison Burton.
Yeah. Yes. Jeff Burton is the father of Harrison. Yeah. I remember the '99 car, the Exide car. I remember that. Sven is here. Good to see you, sir.
Yeah. So who was your favorite driver before Kyle Busch?
Bill Elliott. I actually got to meet him while I was living in Georgia. I met him at his Ford dealership.
Is Bill Elliott the father of Chase Elliott?
Yes. Yeah. Bill Elliott's a great guy. His son is a whiny bitch. It's a damn shame. It's like Dale Sr. and Dale Jr. Junior was a decent driver, but he was nowhere like his father. That's for damn sure.
Yep. Yeah. So who's the sponsor of Kyle Busch?
He has multiple sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Cheddar's restaurant chain is a primary sponsor. K Dog is here. Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joshua Eminem was his primary sponsor, Eminem Mars, when he drove
Mm-hmm.
for Gibbs.
Mm-hmm.
But Eminem dropped out of the sport last year, and Gibbs dropped Kyle Busch.
Okay. So we used to drive the M&M car.
Yeah, that's why
Okay. That was Kyle
one of
Busch.
his nicknames was the Candyman. And he had other sponsors while he was with Gibbs, like Interstate Batteries, um, Snickers, M&M's, Skittles. I got a whole bunch of cars in the other room with different sponsors for Kyle Busch all the way through his Gibbs years.
Yep.
Hendrick is suing Hooters for failure of payments. Oh, good. That lawsuit will take a while. Jesus. Do you see Connor Stallions in here?
No.
Well, Joshua George says my Longhorns could lose Michigan Connor Stallions. Huh?
Okay. Could lose to Michigan, I guess, because of Connor Stallions. No,
Who's
everyone.
Connor Stallions? I thought that was a guy in here.
Yeah. There's a guy from the comment section. Okay, you don't know who the real Connor Stallions is?
No, I don't.
Yeah, he's the guy who was stealing team signs at
Okay.
Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah, now I know who it is. I just didn't
Yeah, he
recognize
was
the name
behind
right
like
away.
the sign stealing
Wasn't he
scandal
the
at
one that
Michigan. Yeah,
disguised himself
the
as another?
advanced. Yeah, he did on the he went in disguise as a Central Michigan assistant
Uh,
to he was on Central Michigan sideline, and he
and
was
Central Michigan
spying.
is
He was spying on Michigan State's sideline.
and Central Michigan is where the Shark Humper ended up, isn't it?
That's right. That's where McElwain. That's right.
Yeah. Well, that's a perfect place for him. A big fat, slow, stupid fish in a small pond.
Yep.
Good riddance to him.
Yep. Yeah. So about Florida State, and I know you had talked about the game uh earlier. So yeah, I mean, I never thought that Florida State was a top 10 team. I knew that they were way overrated. I mean, I know the AP poll had them like number 10. I had them number 23, and I thought they would beat Georgia Tech, but I mean, I thought it would be close, but yeah, so I guess I'm about to have them not ranked. So
Sven wants
yeah,
to know if you believe what you just said about Hardball. Do you think that Harbaugh had nothing to do with the sign stealing?
I think Harbaugh had something to do with it. Yeah. I think Harbaugh knew about it. Yeah.
Well, head coach is like the captain of the ship.
Yeah,
The
I
coach
don't
is
think
responsible for the
yeah.
actions of his crew.
I don't think Harbaugh is innocent.
Yeah. There was a bright rumor that Harbaugh was going to be named an honorary captain at their opening game and
He
then
was.
decided not to do it.
Right, yeah.
That would have been funny.
Yep, so I know that, that a lot of people, that some, so-called analysts were they were even picking, FSU to win the ACC.
Yeah, well, they still might. Who knows? I don't know. It's
As for me,
it's
yeah, I
rain.
have,
We got a
yeah, I
thunderstorm
think,
going on there.
yeah, I think Clemson is gonna win the ACC.
Well, that may very well be.
Yeah, that's my pick for the ACC. Yeah. Yeah,
You know who's not going to win the SEC?
Florida.
Exactly.
Mhm. There's a lot of teams. I think there's only a few teams that really have a chance. I think that basically only, like, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Ole Miss. I think the and maybe Tennessee.
I was going to
Uh,
say Tennessee might
m-
have an outside shot.
maybe, yeah, maybe Tennessee, maybe LSU, but that's about it. Yeah.
Some people, I've been watching some preview, prediction, whatever you want to call them, videos about the Florida team. I think you had, or was it Lou? A couple of guys had Florida beating LSU.
Florida. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think that. I think that that might have been Lou. Yeah, I think you did pick y'all to have at least one big upset win. So
That would be a big upset.
yeah,
Do you think Florida possibly beating Miami would be an upset, a big upset, or a minor upset?
yeah.
I think it
Well,
would be a
yeah,
big upset.
yeah. Me too.
I don't think. I don't know. I mean, the line is 2.5, so maybe the
Yeah.
odds
So yes,
makers know
that's not
something
that
I
big.
don't.
So maybe not a big upset. I guess maybe just uh a slight upset. But yeah.
Danny's here.
But yes, I think that beating, like Georgia or Texas or LSU, I think that would be a major upset. But
No. If Florida beats Georgia this year, that's not a major upset. That's a papal level miracle.
yes, it is.
That's not happening.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you lose your
Yeah.
quarterback. Yeah.
Well,
Who?
I mean, we got another good quarterback behind him. I mean, Gunnar Stockton was a 5-star. So
Yes, he was. Well, we got a 5-star freshman sitting there, which I don't think is going to be there next year.
you're talking about DJ Lagway.
Yeah, I don't think Lagway is going to be a Gator for very long.
DJ Wagway. Well, what isn't he gonna be in line to start next year?
Well, I think Mertz is done after this year.
Yeah. So I guess that would put Lagway um as as next in line. So
They're sort of comparing this. I've heard the comparison
uh-huh.
between what Florida's got now and what Florida had in 2006. So I'm thinking to myself, no, not really.
No. The 2016 won a national championship. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, and Chris Leak is a better
yeah,
quarterback
this
than
team,
Mertz.
this team might not even probably won't even win a bowl game. So or even make it to one. So
No, that's not a bowl game this year. I'm sort of hoping this is the end for Napier.
yeah, and Sven wants to know who is Georgia.
They're this little school in Athens. Colors are red and black, and they've won 2 out of the last 3 natties.
That's right, we did.
Minor shit
And we're
like that.
also and Georgia is also the real Bulldogs. So we're
So,
we're the real Bulldogs.
now, full disclosure, Sven, there were a lot of years strung together where Georgia was absolute shit. But
Yep, that's right. And there have been and
not
there's all
anymore.
and right now there's been a few years where Florida has sucked. So
Yeah, yeah. It's very cyclical. Alabama's up, Alabama's down. Georgia's down, Georgia's up. Florida's up, Florida's down.
Yep.
In a few years, who knows where it's going to be? I mean, and now that the divisions are gone, it's just one big happy conference, and the top 2 play for the championship. I think dropping the divisions was a mistake.
You do?
I liked the divisions, East and West.
You like the divisions. Why? Because you liked it when you had an easy path to the SEC championship.
You mean the same path that Georgia has now?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Come on now.
Path,
if you're going to drag
which is the
Florida,
path that Florida had in 2015 and 2016, able to go through a weak SEC East and get to Atlanta and get to Atlanta to get skull dragged by Alabama.
But that's not what I'm talking about. I like the fact that the East versus West. I liked all the rivalries that the divisions built because of the geography of the conference, and I'm gonna miss that. I think. I mean, I'll give it a couple of years with just everything is one conference, and the top 2 play for the conference title. Let's see how that works out. But I liked the infighting in the divisions just to get to the top of the division before you got to the conference champion. I like that. I enjoyed that. That extra, zing of playing someone in your division versus not.
Yeah.
I like that.
The teams in our division haven't been good lately. Besides Georgia,
well, things happen in cycles.
Right? Yeah.
Nothing lasts forever. Is one thing I've learned in my life. Nothing lasts forever.
No.
But so, what's the line on the Georgia Clemson game?
I think it's like 13.5.
Where are you playing it?
I'll take Georgia minus 13.5. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna cover. Yeah.
Where's the game being played?
It's in Atlanta.
Oh, well, it's a home game then.
Yeah.
If the SEC CS loser comes in at 10-2 and goes 10-3 and gets seeded 11th,
or
I'm not
let
sure
be
what he's
out because
asking.
of 3 losses. Which just saying that an SEC team could make it could make, or I guess any team, could make their conference championship at 10-2 and then lose, giving them 3 losses, and then that could, potentially causing that team to miss the playoffs.
Oh. Well, see, there's always, no matter what they do to the playoffs, whether it's 4 teams or 12 teams or 16 teams or 64 teams or whatever, always going to be somebody that's pissed off.
Yep.
So stop trying to achieve perfection and just try to achieve entertainment.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, so it's still up in the air, if Trevor Etienne is gonna play. Yeah, there are rumors that he
Yeah.
might be that he might be suspended, but because of his DUI, but he was able to plead it down to reckless driving. So
Yeah. Well, he'd only be suspended for what, 1 game?
yeah.
Damn. Too bad you guys aren't playing a cupcake for week 1. You could just suspend him and it wouldn't matter. But you guys have a pretty good running room of running
Yeah,
backs,
yeah,
so ETN
you
not playing
even though I would
doesn't
like
matter.
to see, Trevor Etienne, get to play in this game because he'll be playing against his brother's team, so,
Well, you'll see him play against Florida, so
yeah,
that'll
so
be
we
good.
saw that because of how Clemson fans, got used to seeing, the name Etienne running for them. I want them to see the name Etienne running against them.
Huh. Well, yeah, I wish ETN the best. Let's see if he succeeds and builds himself up into an NFL level running back. He wasn't going to do it playing for Florida, that's for sure.
Oh.
Who have we got for running back? It was a guy returning
You
from
have,
last year.
I'll have, M M Montrell Johnson.
Yeah, Montrell. Yeah. He's good. He's a big guy. He's a north-south runner. If he has a good year, maybe our offense could do something more than just a bunch of 3-and-outs. It ain't going to be a good year for the Gators. There's just no way around it. I mean, it's not a good team. It's not well stocked. It's not well coached. Don't have a lot of weapons to play with. It's just not going to be a good team.
Oh, yeah,
What
I
is
have to go to
Sven
the
talking
restroom, so I'll be right back.
about? Okay. I don't think you're going to see 8 SEC teams going 10-2. That seems a little bit too much. I don't know. I mean, the selection of who goes to the playoffs is way above my pay grade. So my team isn't going to be anywhere close to it. So this is not something that is going to overly concern me. most likely the championship is going to be Georgia's to lose. Mediocre. Good to see you. Yes, I am very happy. I spent a good chunk of the first few minutes of my stream here saying that I was very, very happy that Georgia Tech reared up and beat FSU. I don't care if it was a last-second field goal. I just care that Georgia Tech beat FSU. I don't care if it was 1 point or 50. Georgia Tech beat FSU. And no matter what else happens for the rest of the year, I can keep saying Georgia Tech beat FSU the whole rest of the year. And definitely expose the ukulele as a really, really mediocre quarterback. Really bad quarterback. I guess, all the Clemson fans and all the Oregon State fans knew that he was not a great quarterback. But now everyone else knows too. Certainly the folks in Tallahassee have to be sitting there worried about what kind of garbage did they pick up off of the transfer portal and what are they stuck with for the rest of the year. But ain't my problem. I'm a Florida fan. I got my own problems. I got my own damn problems. But being a Florida State fan ain't one of them. Georgia ain't going to win in Tuscaloosa. Bold statement, sir. Very bold statement. Clemson's problems aren't just DJ. Dabo is their biggest problem. Yeah, Dabo needs to get his head out of his ass and catch up with the rest of college football. Now, I don't blame him for not embracing the transfer portal. I think the transfer portal is a stupid idea. And I think it's going to kill college football eventually. It's not already doing it now. But I think between NIL and transfer portal, college football is going to turn to shit. Bama goes 9-3 and misses the playoffs. Probably right. What's up, Sven?
Good morning, guys.
Well, it's afternoon here, but good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, it's 9:48 here. Go to CDOC's preseason prediction.
That statement doesn't make any sense, Lou. Good to see you, Lou, by the way. Who yells at clouds? I don't. You talking about me? I don't yell at clouds. I yell at a lot of things, but clouds ain't one of them.
I have Georgia Tech 6-6, and I predicted that they beat FSU. I have my complete prediction on CDOC's website, on his YouTube stream where he predicted Georgia Tech. And the first point was win FSU. I knew it. Noel shit the bed. He's not a good coach. And I tell you something else. Florida will beat Florida State.
What was I complaining about? Was I complaining, Sven?
No, but you wouldn't believe me last week when I told you Georgia Tech beats.
Well, Sven, I mean, I didn't believe you because, on paper, Florida State's a better team than Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think I would have that good of luck as to witness Georgia Tech upsetting FSU.
Yeah. The last time I saw Florida State, they got their ass whipped by Georgia by how much was it? 60, 65?
Yeah, 60.
I forgot it. Yeah,
60.
anything like this.
Yeah, but I mean, even though they use the excuse, well, we were depleted, a lot of our players weren't playing, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, on paper, that's all true. So
It's like, yeah, it's like, what's
it's a whole different team.
Yeah, what's the excuse this time?
The main point is they lost.
Excuse, they got beat.
Yeah, they lost their quarterback. Travis was really good. He was a good quarterback. And the complete defense, 8 guys from the defense got drafted.
Well, no, I mean, their excuse can always be that they grabbed a quarterback off the transfer portal who sucks.
Yep, it's a quarterback.
They're not wrong. DJ sucks.
Ungalale.
I don't give a shit what his name is.
Yeah, I know. Ungalale.
I mean, Will Rogers is not an absolute elite quarterback. But if you give Will Rogers the ball, he went now to Washington. If Noel would took a chance on a year starter, Will Rogers, I tell you what, FSU wins against Georgia Tech. Because this man can throw the ball downfield 50 yards without any problem.
So here's a good question. We now know that sucks. On his third team, he sucks.
Right.
Florida State has a pretty decent guy sitting on the bench. Do we have a quarterback controversy going into week 2 in Tallahassee?
No.
No?
No. And
so
I'll
they're
tell you
going
why.
to play Oogie Googie against Boston College?
Boston College is horrible outside of this dual threat quarterback. They have a dual threat quarterback outside Boston College. It's like Mississippi State. They're absolute horrible. It's
So you think that Florida State's going to stick with the ukulele for another week?
The other guy is a freshman.
Who else do they have?
Nobody.
That was it. They
played Blackman.
It was the jet lag. Yes, it was the jet lag.
Vic, you know what the best point was? The absolute best point when I went to Dublin, I saw with my own eyes 30,000 Seminole booed Noel off the field. 30,000. They paid thousands of dollars to fly to Dublin and get their ass kicked.
Yep.
If he gets it turned around, they kick him after the season. I tell you this. Those fans were angry, really angry.
Yeah,
they booed him
they were.
in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'll bet they were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have a right to be angry, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm sure that if you saw some happy Georgia Tech fans too.
It was around one Tech fan against 10 Seminoles, around I think 3,000 Tech fans and 30,000 Noahs. But
how did the native Europeans enjoy American football?
There were people from all over the place. A lot of Brits, a lot of Germans, from Poland, from Italy, from Holland, from Sweden. I meet a lot of people, and I had some good Guinness. I normally don't drink beer, but I had 4 Guinness. I didn't get drunk.
Well, you're German. You shouldn't be getting drunk off Guinness.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, American beer you can drink 50 cans. It's like water. American beer, it's beer. It's water.
Yeah, did you get any Irish whiskey?
I don't drink vodka, whiskey, rum.
Get any proper 12? Yeah.
No. I had 3 good meals, and I went to a pub, and there was some Polish small fans from Krakow, and I said to them, and we talked a bit. Nice. It was okay. But it's fucking expensive. It's fucking expensive. One Guinness.
You got a pretty high tax rate in Ireland.
Yeah, the 1 Guinness. It was half a liter. I don't know how many this is.
Okay, half liter. Okay, that's fine.
It was $13.
Yeah, how many euros was it?
Dollar is $1 is around €1. Euro is a bit stronger as dollar, but it's not much. It's around.
Yeah, so do they use
the euro and the dollar are pretty much equalized at this
Yeah,
point.
do they use euros in Ireland?
Yes.
Yeah. The British pounds.
Just for the hell of it, on my converter app on my phone, $1 US is worth 90 0.9 euro. I don't. So it's
It's a little bit.
So they're within 10. I mean, do they call euros cents?
Yeah, it's like the pennies.
Yeah. Okay. So 10 cents of each other.
100 cents is €1.
Yeah. Or to put it another way, €1 is worth $1.11 US.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much because I'm going to be taking another trip in 2025 back to Italy, and I'm slowly trying to accumulate euros. And whenever I go to a place where I buy my euros, it's pretty much 1 for 1.
When you want to go to Venice?
Huh?
At what time you want to go to Venice?
You get too much static.
When you want to go to Venice?
Oh, I'm going in April.
April. Let's talk about this. February can help you with this.
Oh, we're just going to Italy, so you know. Weather's nice in early April.
Yeah.
A little cool for my taste, but not bad.
It's not Florida.
No, it's definitely not Florida. But then again, Florida is not Venice. Except there is a Venice in Florida, but it's very different.
Yeah, there's also there's also a Naples in Florida. So
Yes, there is. Yeah. And I go to Naples about once every couple of months to go look at watches.
Yeah, and you shouldn't go to the Italian Naples. You should go there.
What do you say?
It's the hometown of Cosa Nostra.
is that about
Oh,
somewhere
no,
in
no.
Italy?
We're not going to
Yeah,
Naples.
yeah.
We're just going to Venice and Murano and
Yeah.
Giudecca.
Murano,
I think we're going to go to
Murano
Giudecca
is-
this time.
Murano is expensive but very nice there.
Well, that's where all the glass folks are.
Yeah. And if you want to go with skiing, Michael has a house in Switzerland, in the mountains. You can go with skiing for free. You just go on a train from Venice to Zurich. It's 4 hours, and then you can go 1 week.
I'm not sure we're going to do that this time. I don't think we want to do that, but I suggest it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
do you ski, Sven?
Of course I do.
No, I don't see myself skiing ever. Not with my body structure problems. So that's probably not going to be a good idea.
I live here alone, and I'll be in the chat.
Okay.
Have a good day, guys.
Yes, sir. He's got to fix that microphone problem. That's
I know.
getting bad. Joshua George likes snowboarding better than skiing. With one bad ankle and one bad knee and a bad back, that kind of sporting activity is just not going to be in my future.
Yeah.
Probably right. Probably right. It'll be full of tax dodgers sides to take it over.
Yeah, tax dodgers and James Bond villains.
Yeah. Ooh, why did your volume change all of a sudden?
Who?
Yours.
Oh, me?
Oh, it just went back to normal. What the hell happened? Am I hooked up to the right speakers? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I was just checking to see if my Bluetooth speakers failed or not, but no, they're fine. You sounded like you were coming out of the computer speakers there for a second. Yeah. Anyway, somebody posted up earlier before you came on. They asked me, other than the Georgia Clemson and Florida Miami game, were there any other games that interested me?
Yeah.
I picked out a few of them. What about you?
Well, we got Notre Dame and Notre Dame and Texas A&M.
Yeah, that one's interesting.
Yeah, I do have.
I thought A&M wasn't going to be good this year because they lost their whole coaching staff and they were.
They brought in another coach. They brought in Mike Elko from Duke, so they've actually gotten a better coaching staff. So
somebody started a rumor on Facebook, one of the Gator groups, that Florida should look at Jimbo Fisher. I said, "Oh hell no!"
I don't know about that. Well, what about Lane Kiffin?
I still don't like that idea.
Would you rather have Lane Kiffin or Jimbo Fisher?
That's like asking me if I want to get shot in the dick or I want to get shot in the head. I mean, come on.
Well,
Man.
do you want to get shot in the dick or do you want to get shot in the head?
I don't want to get shot at all.
Well, I guess if you say get shot in the dick, you probably won't die. If you get shot in the head, you probably
I don't know. Getting
will
shot
die.
in the dick is
So.
pretty bad because that's a very vascular area. There's a lot of blood vessels in the area. You could bleed out if you get shot in the dick. I don't know. If you held a gun to my head and said Jimbo or Kiffin, yeah.
You should. I would say Kiffin. Yeah.
Yeah, so would I. Because Jimbo has the added additional stench of being a former Florida State coach.
Yeah. So who do you want Florida to get as the next coach?
I have no fucking idea. All I know is Napier ain't the guy.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I suppose if there's no other choices, I suppose Kiffin. But Jesus Christ, there's got to be other.
Well, I guess you could maybe get the coach from Liberty, named Jamie Chadwell, who also used to coach at Coastal Carolina. He was pretty successful there too. So
I don't know.
it could be someone. Yeah, Matt Campbell from
I really
Iowa
don't
State.
want to have another.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think Matt Campbell wants to leave Iowa State. But yeah, that would be a good one.
Shut up, Squidtard. That's not funny. Last I heard, the guy who got his dick chopped off is still alive. And
it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's not vital. So.
What was his last name? Bobbitt or something like that?
It's not. But besides, I mean, you can get a prosthetic anyway.
No, I think they put his original one back on, and he even did a porn movie. So I guess they put it back on, and it still works. So, okay. Matt Campbell from Iowa State. Well, at least getting someone from Iowa State. Iowa State is a quote unquote big time program. I mean, it's a power four program.
Iowa State was garbage before Matt Campbell got there. He's turned them into a respectable college football program. So
keep it up, Squidtard. Keep it up, man.
Butch Jones.
Stop it.
Butch Jones.
Try to get the Utah man.
No, I thought Kyle Whittingham is. I thought Whittingham is retiring after this year.
Hey, last time we got a guy from Utah. Last time we got a guy from Utah, it worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Like I said, but Whittington says that he's gonna retire after this year. So.
Okay, Squidtard.
I think that. But besides, if Whittingham wanted to go anywhere else besides Utah, he would have by now. So.
Squidtard gets a 10-second timeout for being silly. Jeremy Pruitt. Shut up!
Jerome Pruitt. Oh, what about Derek Dooley.
I don't think he's alive anymore, is he?
Yeah, well, we're talking about Tennessee coaches. Yeah.
I don't want an ex-Tennessee coach,
Yeah, I know. I know.
which is why I don't like Lane Kiffin.
I don't either, but
Squidtard gets a minute timeout for mentioning the word moose dump in my chat.
no.
Moose Dump has a job. He went home to Georgia.
Yeah, oh no, he's not looking for a job. He stepped down, took an analyst job to spend more time with his kids. Yeah,
Oh, bullshit.
he did that to
Analyst?
spend more
What the
time
hell is he going to
to
analyze? How not to
to
be a head
spend
coach?
more. Yeah, to spend more time with family. Yes,
All right.
that's what he's doing.
Sonny Dykes. Who's he?
Oh, he's the coach of TCU.
I thought that name sounded familiar.
Yeah. He was the coach at a TCU. Yeah. He took them to the national championship. Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah.
Look, all I know is Napier ain't the answer. We need to get a coach that has coached in the big time and can recruit.
Obviously.
And Napier, I guess he can recruit, but he ain't what I call a power four coach. Power four, power five. I don't even know what to call him anymore.
4. Yeah. Power 4. Yeah.
How much longer until it's going to become the power three? I don't think the ACC is going to last much longer.
Yeah. Yep. Florida State and Clemson are still in the ACC. So
Squidtard, put down the crack pipe. McElwain. Well, if I give him a 1 minute timeout for saying moose up, I got to do that for mentioning Shark Humper. They're going to have to come up with some new names. If Joshua George is right, 12.
Would you take Urban Meyer back?
No. Can't trust him anymore.
No.
I mean, I love the man for what he did for Florida. Can't trust him anymore. Just like I wouldn't take my ex-wife back. I loved her once. Now the person she's become, I can't trust her. You can't call the Big 12 and the Big 10 the Big 12 and the Big 10 anymore. They're going to have to come up with new names.
That's right. The Big 12 is now the Big 16, and the Big 10 is now the Big 18.
Ghost of Melissa May.
That's a new one. Yeah, I remember Melissa May. Yeah.
Oh, Melissa May's a sweetie.
Yeah.
Love her to death.
Yeah.
I see her on Facebook posting all the time.
Yeah,
I never see her.
I'm friends. I think so. Yeah, I'm friends with her on Facebook. But
she's a sweetheart.
Yeah, she is.
Never see her on YouTube anymore.
No,
and that's a shame. Yeah, Melissa May and Christie disappeared.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that's that's what I just said, Squidtard. We just talked about Urban Meyer. See, I'm trying to think of more coaches y'all could try to get.
Might as well bring back Galen Hall or Charlie Pell.
Okay, I don't know who those people are.
Head coaches, the two head coaches at Florida before Steve Spurrier.
All right.
Leopold from Kansas. Yeah.
Yeah. Leipold. Yeah. He's doing a lot of good stuff at Kansas.
Senor Dog says,
Kansas was a team that was winning 1, 2, 3 games a year before Lance Leipold got there. Now he's got them making bowl games. So
what's the Rundown show? I'm not familiar with that.
The Rundown, that's a show that Rob Sanders does on Carolina Jackpot's channel. Yeah, that he does in the afternoons. Yeah, I would think that Bill O'Brien is a no.
Hang on.
Yeah. You know who this Bond 3Z is?
No, but they're done.
Or I guess that's supposed to say Bones, I guess.
Yeah, well, they've been removed.
Uh-huh.
You can just, I mean, you and I have been doing this long enough, Vic, that you can just tell. You know?
Yeah.
It don't take a genius to figure it out, but at this point, you and I and the veterans around here can tell when someone's going to be an issue.
Yeah, I know.
And that was going to be an issue.
Yep.
Life is too short to deal with issues.
Nope.
Especially in my life.
Lance Leipold.
Anyway, what about the LSU USC game? Are you going to be watching that?
Yeah.
I think that might be a good game.
Yep.
I know TK is eager to get the season underway.
Yep. And then in Florida State and Boston College on Monday.
I wonder how good a game that's going to be.
Yeah, they could be.
Again, on paper, Florida State should win that game. And then Florida State is favored by 16 in that game.
Yeah, they should have beat. They were better than Georgia Tech on paper too.
There wasn't the Georgia Tech line started at 13 and still ended up at like 10.5 or something like that.
Something like that, 10.5 or 11 or.
I'm sure Lou was very happy to get paid on that game.
If Boston College at plus 6.5, I would take
Boston College is Florida State is plus is minus 16.
Yeah, I would take Boston College plus 16.
Yeah, I would take BC in the 16. Absolutely. I don't think Florida State can cover that. Now with no, not with that quarterback. Now maybe if they bring the freshman in, and Florida State has played freshman as a starter before. Remember Blackman? And Travis.
Yep,
They
that's
played
right.
Travis.
I
as a
do remember
freshman.
him. Yeah, and also they had another quarterback before him.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. Oh yeah, DeAndre Francois. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, started as a
Francois was a
freshman.
freshman as well.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was pretty good in his freshman year, but he was just.
I wish Lou hadn't.
But he was just never the same after his knee injury in week
Yeah.
1 of his sophomore year. He really was
I wish Lou hadn't quit.
never the same after
For
that.
whatever reason, and was still
I
in
mean,
here.
yes, he came back for the following year, but just wasn't the same. Of course,
No, he wasn't as mobile.
FSU was just a horrible team in general. So
I'd be interested to know if Lou is going to bet BC and take the 16. I mean,
yeah,
I'm not
and
a
then
betting man. I don't have a betting account on or anything like that. I'm not that mad at my money, and I'm not good at this. But if I were, going to put a bet on that game, I would definitely take BC plus the 16.
yes, yeah, and then DeAndre Francois got kicked off of the team because of an altercation with his girlfriend. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's what women will do. Yeah, they'll destroy a man's career. Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
That can be true, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a saying out there on one of the channels that I frequent that watches videos and comments on them about people, mostly about police body cams and stuff like that. We always say on the videos, don't stick your D in crazy.
Nope.
Words to live by. Don't stick your D in crazy. The couple of minutes of going, woo, ain't worth the crazy. No. Yeah, Sven is very happy about his bold prediction of Georgia Tech beating FSU. He's letting everyone know.
Why do I hate women? I don't hate women.
Now, why do you think that Vic hates women? What gives you this impression?
Yeah, I don't hate women.
If anything, you should be asking me.
I'm just saying
question.
that sometimes being involved with a woman can lead to trouble. Sometimes, not all the time, but
I think
sometimes.
it's more than sometimes, sir. But I get what you're saying. Man, we got a hell of a thunderstorm going on out here right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure women can say that there's plenty of men that can be trouble sometimes as well. So
yeah, yes,
it is what it is.
Exactly. Yes, men can be a lot of trouble too. So yeah.
These are known societal facts.
Yeah.
Like they say, women can't live with them, can't do most positions without them.
No.
But no, I do not think that Vic hates women, Senor Dog. I would think you would ask that question of me. I mean, I'm the one that's been married and been divorced.
Yes,
and had to go through the wonderful, how many years was it? 10, 11 years? No.
Yeah.
12 years of post-divorce fun and frivolity, which was neither fun nor full of frivolity. So if any one of the two people here has a right to quote unquote hate women, it would be me. And
Yeah.
I don't hate women. I just choose not to partake. But I don't hate them. My 2 children are women. I love
Yeah,
my
you
children.
don't hate them. Yep, your
No.
mother is a woman. Yeah.
My mother is a woman. I certainly don't hate her. Some of the finest people I know on this earth are women. Some of the
Yeah.
worst people I know on this earth are women.
Yep.
And there's 2
Yep.
people on this earth that I hate more than any others in the world, and they're both happen to be women. But
Yeah.
that's sort of incidental to the fact that I really, really hate them. But we've been through all that before, so
Yes.
we will not bore you again.
Yeah.
Who do you think wins the LSU game, Vic?
Oh. Yeah. I guess I'll go with LSU. I guess. Yes, what I had in my preseason predictions. So
Let me see what the line is.
I guess I can't be changing up things now. So
The line is LSU -4. Game is in Las Vegas, Sin City. There's no real good games on Friday.
Yeah, you have a Thursday. You've got North Carolina and Minnesota.
I'm interested in the
You've got
UCF game a little bit.
yeah, you've got North Dakota State and Colorado.
I think
You've
North
got
Dakota State's going to beat them.
and then you've got Jacksonville State and Coastal Carolina. I understand that that's not really.
I've also got some interest in the USF game on Saturday because my daughter goes to USF.
The fact you get Coastal Carolina at Jacksonville State. I mean, that's not really a marquee game, but I mean, at least it's supposed to be a competitive game. Right now, Jacksonville State is only a 3-point favorite. So it's supposed to be a competitive game, at least, even though it's not, big teams. But I mean, it'll probably be better than watching Western Carolina at NC State or watching Murray State at Mizzou or Lindenwood at Kansas or Arkansas hosting Arkansas Pine Bluff.
USF is favored by 39 over Bethune-Cookman. Jesus.
You mean who is
USF.
you
South
SF.
Florida.
Right, SF.
My daughter goes to USF. She's working on a master's degree right now.
Yep.
Do you know she got her grades from the summer semester?
Oh.
Yeah, A+, and A+, all across the board.
That's good. That's good.
She's carrying a 3.9 average in her master's program.
Wow.
There was a time with that kid where I was really worried about her. I was thinking that, maybe she don't go to college. Maybe she should just learn a trade and, skip the college thing because she really didn't seem to be much in the student vibe. But I kept my mouth shut and I decided to stay with it. And her senior year in high school and part of her junior year, she really did pretty damn good. And then she got into college and she started focusing, and she did better in her undergraduate degree grade point average than I did.
Wow.
The bitch.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. She really surprised everybody, including herself, of how well she did in college.
Oh, that's good. All right. All right. Well, good for her. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yep.
now she's about 1 year and about a year away from graduating with a master's degree.
Oh. Yeah.
And her mom didn't pay a single penny.
So this your younger daughter, or the older one?
Yeah, the older daughter's already got her.
Yeah.
She's been out of school for a while. She's actually teaching. She's a teacher.
Yeah. Yeah. So know that your older daughter, was in the same class as me. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the same, or the same, the same graduating year as me. So
yeah, she's now a first grade teacher.
Yeah.
She just got a pay raise thanks to our wonderful governor.
Oh, that's good.
I wish he could be governor for life, but maybe he'll be president someday.
I don't know. Do y'all have a term limit in Florida, or?
I think so. Yeah, I think.
I think Georgia doesn't have a term limit.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled with Kemp, but then again, he's not my problem. He's your problem.
Mm-hmm. Right, but I guess there's a thing called the 2-term tradition, which that normally you don't see, governors running for a third term. But
no, that's true. That's true. The best thing I can say about Kemp is his election kept Stacey Abrams out of the governor's mansion.
Yep.
You would have had to reinforce the governor's mansion's foundation if Abrams got in there. I'm not saying she's a big girl, but she has her own gravitational field. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's like how the presidents used to only do the two-term tradition until, of course, that was broken by FDR. But
yeah, that's true. Then
then they wrote an amendment. Yeah.
They should have written in that amendment not only term limit the president, but they should have term limited Congress as well.
Yeah, they should have.
Because never mind, FDR being in for 4 terms. Well, he didn't finish the 4th term, obviously.
He didn't.
Never mind that.
Never,
when you got scumbags like McConnell and Pelosi and Schumer and all those old pieces of shit that have been in there 40 and 50 years.
Yes, he got elected to a fourth term, but he never served that 4th term.
Well, he served a little bit of it, but not. I think 1 year.
No, it was right. No, I thought it was in
No, he got elected in
44. In 44, and then died. Yeah.
No great loss.
And then Truman took over in 45. Yeah. Or I guess the end of 44. Yeah. Yes, Lyndon Wood. Yeah, that's who Kansas is playing this week.
Yeah, Florida term limits the governors to 2 4-year terms.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. There is no lifetime limit on the number of times he or she may be elected, but a governor who has been elected to 2 consecutive terms must be out of office for at least 1 election cycle before being eligible.
okay.
Oh, so he could run again.
So you just have to be you just have to be out of office for
Yeah,
for
he
4
could.
years.
He's
Okay.
out of office in 2026, so he could run again in 2030, and then serve 2 more 4-year terms, and then be out again.
Well,
I did not know that.
well,
I did not know that. Interesting.
yep.
Well, that's good to know.
Hmm.
That's good to know. Well, at least it was DeSantis and not Charlie Crist. What a miserable piece of shit he was. You can go back to St. Petersburg and be
Who's
dog
Charlie?
catcher.
Who's Charlie Crist?
He's a wishy-washy politician. Used to be a Republican, and then when he couldn't win election as a Republican anymore, he switched to a Democrat, and I think he became congressman from St. Pete for a little while, and then as a Democrat, and then ran against DeSantis as a Democrat and got absolutely boat raced. I mean, he was beaten so bad he didn't even he barely did a concession speech.
Yeah, boat raced. Yeah, so why
He
do
just
we
said,
use?
"Thanks a lot, bye."
Yeah, so why do we use boat raced as a figure of speech to mean getting beat really bad? Like where
I
did
don't
that
know. I
phrase
have no
come
idea.
from?
Well, let me Google it. Maybe the Google machine knows the answer. Where did the term boat raced come from? Sorry about the keyboard.
No.
Actually, not sorry. The definition in Urban Dictionary also adds that being boat race means not just getting behind early, but getting beaten badly. The UD definition also pinpoints the origins as being from the annual boat race, an annual event held between Oxford and Cambridge. Okay, hang on. Let me see if we can expand on that a little bit.
Was a boat race between Harvard and Cambridge?
Oxford, not Harvard.
Oxford. Yeah, sorry. Oxford and Cambridge had a boat race, and I guess somebody lost really bad in that boat race.
Yeah.
And that's where we got it from. Okay.
Definition: a blowout when the ability of the winning team's starting pitcher cannot be evaluated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We know that. Okay.
So evidently, there's an annual boat race. I think they mean like the crewing.
Yeah, they mean like
I know there's an
like a
annual one
rowboat.
between Harvard and Cambridge, but I guess
Yeah,
that
they
was
mean
one
like
between
a
Oxford and Cambridge. So
like a rowboat. I guess what they mean.
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
The UD definition also pinpoints the origins being from the annual boat race, an annual event held between Oxford and Cambridge. In rowing, the boat that gets out ahead has an advantage because they do not have to row against their opponent's wake.
Yes.
Okay, well.
Oh, okay. So now what getting boat race means. So that means that you're having to row in your opponent's wake. Okay.
Turns out that being boat raced is to get behind in a contest and never catch up.
Oh, okay. So you have to be behind from the from the beginning. Yes.
Right. Because once you're behind in a boat race, you not only have to overcome the inertia of the water against the boat's hull, but you also have to overcome the inertia of the wake from the boat in front of you, which disturbs the water and makes the boat not ride on a proper plane.
Okay. Okay.
That makes sense now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, we learned something
there
new
we
today,
go.
boys and girls. Isn't that neat?
Yep. Yep.
And that is where the origin of the term to be boat raced comes from.
Yep.
You get beaten so badly that you never have the ability to even catch up.
Yeah, that you never had a chance. Yeah.
Now, what I would like to know is where the term skull drag came from.
Yeah.
You know, when it refers, of course, to being beaten, you know, one team beats another. We always skull drag them. You know, where'd that come from? You know what? Let's look that up too.
Mm-hmm.
Urban Dictionary, skull dragging. To grab the bottom jaw through the mouth, digging your fingers into their sublingual gland and placing your thumb under the chin and dragging the body to its intended destination.
All right, there you go. Yeah.
Skull drag, slang in the army for having someone fuck your stuff up, usually a threat to someone being insubordinate. The term actually refers to tying someone's feet to the back of a horse or vehicle and dragging them. Hence, the skull will drag on the ground, but in practice, it means to jack someone up, either through yelling at them, smoking them through push-ups, assigning extra duty, or generally being a prick and giving them a difficult time.
Yeah.
Example, the new lieutenant's, Soldier 1, the new lieutenant's a fucking idiot. Soldier 2, pipe down, man. If the platoon sergeant hears you say that, he'll skull drag your ass.
Mm.
Okay.
All right. All right, and now next, can you look up mollywop? Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
We need to get mollywopped. Yeah.
Molly Wop.
Yeah.
No. Hang on. This is riveting shit, ain't it, folks? I told you, this is the show about nothing in particular.
Yep.
Senor Dog says, can you look up scrapbooking? Now,
All right,
I
did you
missed
find
it. What is this scrapbooking thing, Vic? I'm sure you were
did you find mollywop yet?
I'm working on it. Hold on. Oh, here, wait, Urban Dictionary. To hit extremely hard with an open or closed fist.
Okay.
A cock slap to the face, usually to a female. Jesus Christ. Oh, what my life has taken a strange turn.
All right.
To
Anything
totally
else?
and utterly kick someone's ass.
Right.
A vicious beatdown or brutal beating of your enemy or opponent.
Yeah.
Widely used in the Bay Area, refers to a whoop beat down someone badly in a fight. It can even be used when you beat your friends in a game.
Yep.
Also known as tearing shit up in a game, it could also be a synonym for getting owned.
Yeah. Yeah.
So evidently it originated in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay.
Now, Vic, I know you were on the Patreon stream when this scrapbooking thing came up. I was not there. Explain it to me, please.
Well, what happened is that Nate said that his mom was out scrapbooking, so Nate and his dad were at home while his mom went out scrapbooking with her friends. I guess she went to a friend's house to do a scrapbook, and then of course Lou
picked up on it.
Ran with it. He picked it up as a sexual innuendo. Yeah.
So like the pineapple thing.
Yes, that's where it's scrapbooking. Yeah.
So scrapbooking is what? A gathering of men and mostly women for a sex party?
Yeah, it could be that, yeah.
See, because in scrapbooking you have to use scissors. And women who sleep with women do a thing called scissoring.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, I can see where Lou would pick up the scrapbooking thing and run with it as a primarily women on women sex thing.
Yep, scissoring, yeah.
Okay.
I guess scissoring, I guess that would be where they bump coochies together.
Okay. So Lou will run with the scrapbooking thing for a little while until either he gets bored with it or Battle Angel punches him in the face.
Right. Well, I guess he was using scrapbooking just to mean sex in general, but
okay. By the way,
but I liked but your line of thinking was actually quite clever. But yeah, I never really would have come up with that.
I'm more clever than people give me credit for around here. But shout out to Lou real quick. I meant to say this earlier. I wasn't going to say it to him if he was on the stream, but shout out to Lou. In his new man cave or grandma's garage version 4, he took all those Ivy League helmets and hung them up instead of leaving them on the ground. It may or may not be widely known, but I was the one who bought all those helmets and got those to him. So all the Ivy League helmets were my contribution to grandma's garage. So I was grateful to see them hanging up on the wall in a position of better than they used to have prominence, considering they were
which ones did you send? You sent Harvard and
all of them. Harvard, Yale, Princeton.
You sent all the Ivy League teams.
All the Ivy Leagues. And the Coast Guard. Even Brown, although that hurt my soul to buy it. But also the Coast Guard helmet, I was the one that found that.
Yep.
But
so,
all 8 of the Ivy League now some of those Ivy League helmets I actually had to have custom made because they didn't exist. I found a guy on eBay that custom makes them.
Oh.
So I think there were 3 of them.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah, I
sent.
really didn't want to buy the Brown University one because that really hurt. But you know, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I sent Lou UTEP and Kennesaw State.
I sent him a bunch of Division 1 helmets too, but
Yeah, I
oh, he
sent
did
him
mention that.
Utah. Yeah, I sent him UTEP because UTEP is a meme in this community. So
Now, K Dog, I'm fine with the fact that nobody in our in our not so little trash talk community cares about the Ivy League except me. That's fine. You know what? I'm happy to have carved out my little niche in our community. And people remember me, they remember that, and I'm happy with that.
yes, and then yeah. Yeah, and then I also got Lou Kennesaw State so that he could have all of the FBS teams in the state of Georgia because Kennesaw State is joining Conference USA anymore.
Oh,
So they are no longer an FCS team. So they are now
and
FBS.
I've changed my avatar.
Yeah, so now Lou has Georgia, Georgia Tech, Georgia Southern, Georgia State, and Kennesaw State.
Ooh. Oh, BA, that sounds so good. Except for the
Chicken,
green beans.
baked
I'm
potatoes, and
not a
green
green bean
beans.
fan, but that sounds so good. I love
Yeah.
lemon pepper chicken. I really do. I'm a fool for lemon pepper chicken.
Me too. Yeah, I like lemon chicken too. Yeah, and baked potatoes. Yeah.
Yes, I am the watch Ivy League Florida Gator guy and the guy who loves Saleen Mustangs. That is me.
Yes, I've had fresh green beans. Yeah, we grow them. Yeah, we grow them in the garden. But yeah.
Yeah, my mom loves green beans. She makes them. I will eat them for her, you know, because whatever. But yeah, we don't do in my house and my mom's house. We do not do frozen veggies. Always fresh veggies.
As for me in my house, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I like broccoli myself. Ooh, a loaded baked potato. I like twice baked potatoes. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's from the book of Joshua. Yeah, it's where Joshua says, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord."
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do canned veggies here, BA. That doesn't. She lived twice baked potatoes. Love. Yeah, I love. I do twice baked potato with lots of cheddar cheese and some bacon bits spread on top at the last minute. That's good eating. Yes, sir. Oh, Prophet's back.
Yeah,
SaleenDriver, part of the community, but never comes by Lou's channel anymore. No, that's a fair point. You see, the problem is when he's streaming, I'm usually out walking. But I'm listening to I actually listen to the live shows in the morning. But I can't comment on them really because I'm walking.
Yeah, I see you. Yeah, I see you in the chat on the morning show sometimes.
Yeah, and I'd like to be there more, but I gotta walk. I mean, I gotta get the exercise in.
Gotta get your
I gotta
steps
tell you,
in.
I gotta tell you, if I don't walk consistently at night, I'm subject to getting leg cramps. because, circulation problems. So, but I really enjoy the when I'm walking, I enjoy listening to the live stream.
Yeah.
It's
So
actually
why are
fun.
you? So why are you wearing? Why do you have Elizabethton for your profile picture?
Well,
Are you doing that to troll BVD, or
I guess he would be, yeah.
yeah, are you doing that to troll? Do you actually live in Elizabethton, or are you just doing that to troll BVD? Yeah, because I know that
That's right, man. Gotta get my attention.
Elizabethton is the arch rival of Greenville. So
That's right. Well, BVD isn't here, so it's kind of a wasted troll, but I get it. I get it. But Vic, I gotta shut down. It's getting near 5 o'clock, and I gotta head out. So I appreciate you being here, helping me to entertain the faithful. Don't forget to click the thumbs up, everybody. I appreciate it. Please and thank you. And even if you click the thumbs down for the trolls that are lurking in the background that I can't see, even if you click the thumbs down, it's still attention to the channel. And I appreciate it because, the old saying, bad publicity is still publicity.
yeah,
But I got to be moving on, as the song says.
okay.
So see you next week. Vic.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, and Go Dogs. Yeah, K Dog. Yeah.
Go dog. Yeah, all right, sure, whatever. Well, it's my show, so I can close properly.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll talk to you during the week.
Okay. All right.
Enjoy
All right, see you
the
later,
games.
Saleen.
Enjoy the games.
Yeah. I will. Yeah.
And that goes for everybody else. Whoever team is your favorite team, be it Georgia, Bama, whatever. Enjoy the games. Big doings starting Thursday and going all the way through next Monday. I know that my team is not going to be Libby shows up just as I'm about to shut down, but that's okay, Libby. You don't know what real football is anyway. My team isn't going to be good this year. I know they're not going to be good this year. We all know they're not going to be good this year, but I am still a Gator fan. Win, lose, or draw, ride or die with my Gators. So I hope they can somehow rear up and beat Miami coming up. I don't know how they're going to do it, but, it's in the swamp. And in the swamp, anything can happen, right? So it's time for me to go, and I will depart with a very favorite phrase of mine that I use every college football season. Go Gators, screw you haters. Bye-bye.